All right, let's see what this week holds. Good morning. Good morning. All right, looking to see what this week holds. Foundations of programming. Let's go to our grade screen just to see what's due this week. We are almost to the end. All we have left is 7.04, which is this week. 7.07, which is next week, which is an exam over cybersecurity, just this last one here. And then we have our final. So we are getting right to the end. This is May 8th. That's because I was checking the seniors are due May 8th. Yours are not due till the 25th. It'll be released on the 23rd. So let's look at 7.04 then. All right. So this is officially our last lesson because next week we'll just have this unit exam and then we'll have the semester exam after that. So let's look at defense mechanisms. All right. Like, what comes to mind when you think of cybersecurity defense mechanisms? You think of some of them crazy traps like you see in the action movies, right? Someone goes to steal something and things come flying out of the walls and trap door. No, that's not exactly it. Firewalls, antivirus applications, software patches. That's really defense mechanism for cybersecurity. All of these are considered defense mechanisms and provide a strong foundation against potential cyber threats. Let's take a look at how these are used to fight the war on cybercrime. So let's see what our little video says here. Okay.
A long time ago, in a universe far, far away. Wait a minute. That can't be right. Oh, okay, I've got it now. A not so long time ago, in, well, this universe, a battle is being fought. But not a battle for space, one for your confidential data. Like the captain of a starship, cybersecurity pros set up defenses against those looking to steal personal information. Attacks can come from viruses, malware, or hostile traffic. Cyber attackers are creative, so it takes an arsenal of shields to fully protect valuable information. Industry professionals use 3 primary cybersecurity shields. First is antivirus software, which is specifically designed to detect and destroy computer viruses. Next, there's anti-malware software. It's designed to detect software that tries to disrupt, damage, or gain unauthorized access to a computer system. And finally, there are protocol analyzers, one of the most important tools in network security. These are used to detect hostile or malicious traffic passing over an unauthorized port. It takes all 3 shields to have a solid defense system in place. As you explore the future of cybersecurity, keep defense mechanisms in mind. They're the key to winning the battle for your information. Now, may the shield be with you.
All right, they had a little fun with that. Very nice. Let's look at the next page here. All right, security control types. So a security control, we click on that. It's a safeguard or countermeasure to avoid, detect, counteract, or minimize security risks to physical property, information, computer systems, or other assets. A security control, known as a countermeasure, is designed to make an information system secure. It's also designed to protect confidentiality, integrity, and the availability of data and information systems. Security controls can be divided in 3 broad categories. All right, administrative, that refers to the policies, procedures, and guidelines that define employee actions. All right, so here's an example. This can apply to employee hiring and termination, security awareness training, disaster preparedness and recovery plans, and consistent security audits. Technical, This includes hardware and software designed to protect the assets. That includes encryption, firewalls, smart cards, network authentication, access control lists. And then physical controls. That's items that deter access to buildings and hardware. Security cameras, alarm system, guards, photo IDs, door locks, biometric devices like fingerprint scanners, all that kind of good stuff. All part of cybersecurity. Control functions. Additionally, these controls, administrative, technical, physical, can be divided into types depending on the function of the control. So like preventative, that's like any security measure designed to stop unwanted activity from occurring, like security fence, keep out unauthorized intruders. Detective controls, that's any security measures implemented to detect and alert unauthorized activity in progress or after it's occurred, like a home alarm. That's a good example of that. Corrective controls include any measures taken to repair damage to their prior state following an unauthorized or unwanted activity. That might be patching a system or quarantining a virus that has entered your system. Then compensating controls don't prevent, but they can restore the system, like a data backup. It's a compensate. Go back, compensate to correct the problem. All right, knowledge check. A business installs motion activated lights around its building perimeter. What category and function is this security control? Ooh, well, we just talked up here. It's it's not detective. It's a preventative, but which one of our administrative, technical, physical? It's physical. Should be physical preventative if we did this right. Let's see. Oh, they call it, there it is categorized as physical control. Yep. And their functions are detecting and deterring. So they put it in two different things. Detective and deterring. All right. So we thought it was preventive. I thought it was preventive. All right. Here we go. Layered security. That's considered the best protection for cybersecurity. With layered security in place, an attacker must get through multiple defense mechanisms. That's what you want right there. With the layered system in place, risks are reduced. Notice they're not eliminated. All you're trying to do is reduce as much as possible. No single control is considered untouchable. However, layered security can delay an attacker until the intrusion is detected. The efficiency of each control can be measured by how long it delays an attack. So it's considered the following scenario. A student creates a presentation, saves the file to a USB drive. So then they put the USB drive in the teacher's desk. The teacher finds the device and plugs it in without giving any thought. From that point, the teacher's computer is potentially vulnerable to malware or another compromise. In addition to the student presentation, the USB drive could have malware or a Trojan or a virus to the computer's teacher, right? And maybe the student wasn't even aware of it. It was already on the USB drive. Select each item to learn more about the three types of layered security. So this training, proper user training could prevent the USB drive from being left unattended on the desk and from being used without a virus and malware. Scan first. So scan for those things. Intrusion detection. If the computer is compromised, intrusion detection and logging alerts could prevent the malware from spreading onto the network because you don't want it in the network. Security controls on the computer scan the disk for malware or block access automatically. So if you have those software built in there, it can help you protect your system right there. Countermeasures. Let's look at countermeasures. A countermeasure is a network-based intrusion prevention system, or NIPS. The countermeasure used to monitor network traffic for suspicious activity. Its main function is actually to protect the network from threats like unauthorized access, denial of service attacks. This is done by analyzing the protocol activity using a protocol analyzer, a tool used to capture and analyze signals and data traffic over communication channel. Could be hardware or software. A drawback to NIPS is that a false positive denies legitimate traffic. It could flag something that's not correct. So it could deny legitimate traffic, and it can't examine encrypted traffic. This is where a host-based system, or HIPS, we got NIPS and HIPS here, can work in tandem with NIPS. A NIPS device might prevent a denial of service attack, where a HIPS solution could focus on the protection of the software and any data lost. So you kind of see the layout in the graphic here, the hardware. You got 3 different HIPS things that come in here to connect, go through the NIPS. You got the internet and the firewall that you have to go through the NIPS to get to anything, the system, the router. So a NIPS system can reset a network session, apply firewall filters to reject traffic, reduce bandwidth, modify packets, and run a script. A HIPS system can monitor log files, system integrity, network interfaces, and process launches. It could run agent software and manage and send alerts regarding any suspicious users. All right, let's look at our last page of this. Knowledge check. How well do you understand various defense mechanism techniques and methods used in cybersecurity? Which is considered an administrative control? A security camera, a policy handbook, a network firewall, antivirus. Good question. Let's just say it's a policy handbook. I'm just gonna say correct, because that's an administrative level controls where they lay out the rules for people to use the system and all that kind of stuff. Which control function describes any security measure designed to prevent unwanted activity? Designed to prevent. Well, that would be preventative, I would expect. Preventive. Correct. Preventive prevents unwanted activity. Let's try another one. What is considered a drawback to NIPS? It doesn't actively protect the network. There is no drawback to NIPS. This is a trick question. It's considered outdated technology, or a false positive denies legitimate traffic. Well, we read that just on the last page there, that it could have a false positive and deny people that should be allowed into the system. Right. And let's see, the last question. Which device is an example of physical access control? See, a router, a video camera, a policy handbook, or a firewall. Well, a firewall is not a physical thing. It's not actually a wall built to hold away fires. There is such a thing in your building, but not when we're talking about information security. Policy handbook, because that's an administrative control. A router or video camera, let's go with, what do you think? Let's try router. No, of course, it's video camera. It's a physical access control because we could have it up there as a deterrent and people see that. So, all right, that is our last lesson. Let's look at the quiz that goes with this. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. 5-question quiz to finish this out. So, short lesson this week. This is our last lesson. Next week, we'll test over cybersecurity. Week after that is finals. So if you are missing any programs, if there's anything you want to go back and redo, good time to do that in the next 2 weeks, because we don't have a whole lot left in here after all the seniors have moved on. It's just us, and you have that opportunity to get caught up on some things. If you're writing programs and get stuck, it's like, Mr. Brock, I can't figure out my bugs. Copy it and paste it into an email. Then I can copy it and paste it in and start running it and seeing if I can figure out what's causing your errors. But I'm happy to help with that. I've helped several students that have been emailing me problems, and we'll get those fixed. So you can get it turned in without errors. But even if you have errors in a program, though, and you're struggling to get it, if you don't have time to get with me and wait on a response, turn it in anyway. It's better than 0 points to have a program that has errors in it. It's better to have that than nothing at all. And be sure and use the template so that way you're answering the questions at the end, because that's always worth like 20 points. Write your pseudocode where you're planning your program. That's always worth at least 10 points. And so don't want to give away easy points on answering questions like that at the end. So, all right, guys, I won't keep you. Some of you got some catching up to do and getting some programs turned in. So look forward to that. And we will see you guys. This is a B week. I need to change that. I never get that changed before first class. I don't know why. You guys always see the wrong one up there. B week, so we'll be here Wednesday if you need me. If your grade's below 70, I'll see you then. Have a great week.